Uh, I don't want to do the intro. You do the intro whenever you're ready to start.
Arizona tea should sponsor me.
Arizona tea should sponsor me.
I drink an Arizona tea almost every day.
I also drink an Arizona tea like all the fucking time. Although since I've been sick for like this entire weekend, it feels like, I haven't drank Arizona tea. It's
Really?
criminal, I know. I haven't really drank anything. Yesterday I didn't really eat anything. It fucking sucks, dude. I was not feeling great. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna, no rhyme or reason. Hello, everybody. This is podcast episode number 6. Are we on number 6 right now?
Yeah, podcast number 6.
Jesus Christ.
We almost have a week's worth of podcast.
Yeah, I know. I'm 5 Uber.
Yep, that's 5 Uber. I'm Abbyel, aka Nitro. You can find all of our social medias in the description. Or if you're watching this live, it'll be down below in the bio for each of us.
If you're watching this live, you're probably watching this either through my perspective, twitch.tv/5Uber, or Abbyel's perspective, twitch.tv/Nitro. Are you Nitro or Abbyel?
On Twitch?
Yes.
It's just me. It's my name.
Okay, twitch.tv/Abbyel. You have like 50 names. I can't remember.
I use 2 names.
Okay, 2 names across like 50 things. You flip-flop between Abbyel, Nitro, Abbyel, Nitro.
I tried changing my name on Twitch to Nitro, and apparently I have another account called Nitro that I just forgot the email to, so I can't access it.
That's right. We did talk about that when you were initially doing the whole redesign
transition
thing. Yeah, I forgot about. I mean, I didn't forget about it, but like I remember you brought it up.
Yeah.
But for anybody who is in advance, I'm gonna say, I mean, I'm probably gonna put it in the beginning of the podcast as well, because I don't ever just start the videos or these videos when I edit them with "Hi everybody, it's us." No, that's boring. Except for like last one, which kind of fit in. I have been sick this entire weekend. I don't know what it was. I honestly, every time I'm sick, I'm at the point where I think it might be like COVID, because we've been in a COVID, like we've been dealing with COVID since like, what was it, 2019? Is that when it originally started?
End of 2019, yeah.
Yeah. And now I'm in this mental like state where every time I'm sick, I'm like, oh god, it's coronavirus. Oh god, it's coronavirus. Even though every single time I've tested for it, I've tested negative. Although I'm pretty sure. Like, once there have been a time that I've had COVID, never tested for it, and I didn't even know it. I'll never know.
There may have been 1 or 2 times that I have had COVID, and it just felt like a regular cold.
Yeah, but you've actually tested for it one time, right? And you got...
That was a long time ago. I did test for COVID. That was like in 2020 or no, it was last year. 2022. And then I ended up actually having COVID, and I was out of work for like 2 weeks without pay.
Gotta love it. I remember you being in Discord calls when that happened. You sounded like you were in hell, dude.
Yeah, I had no voice. I'm pretty sure my voice got affected a little bit from that. I'm gonna be honest. Every once in a while, when I hit a certain octave, it fucking hurts.
I thought you were gonna say, yeah, my voice is deeper now. What about it?
Yeah. What are you gonna do about it?
Yo, what's up, brother? Now that I got hit with coronavirus, I like Bud Lights on a Saturday afternoon.
What's that fucking guy, Liver King?
What?
Liver King? You know who Liver King is?
No.
He talks like that. He's the guy that's like shirtless, buff as shit in a car, and he wears like a bandana like down to his like eyelids, and he yells into a camera. You know what I'm talking about?
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, the fake Hulk Hogan.
No, I have no idea who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I like how I did that, and I was setting up for a joke, and you're like, "Oh, you know who I'm talking about?" No, I absolutely have no fucking clue who you're talking about.
Speaking of voices that actually reminded me of something. I've actually been practicing voice training so I can like get my voice like real deep.
I want to do something like that, but I've come to a point in my life where every time I talk, my voice just starts to randomly crack, so I can't do that.
That's fair. No, I wanted to expand my range of voices that I could do, and I found some YouTube tutorials on how to like practice it. So I've been doing it like once or twice a day, or like when I'm at work and I have nothing to do for 4 hours, I'll just hide in the back and I'll start like practicing or something.
Trying to be a voice actor? You trying to be one of them Twitter voice actors?
I've always wanted to be a voice actor. I've said this.
You have said this.
I've always wanted to be a voice actor. I would love to be a voice actor. But unfortunately that career is something that you start early or you don't start at all.
I don't know. I'm sure you could be a decently good voice actor at your age. Maybe you'll uh I don't know. I'm telling you, my brain is not working. I can't even think of funny jokes at this point.
There is a video or two somewhere out in the internet world of me voice acting Shadow the Hedgehog for a person's like Shadow the Hedgehog comic.
That's really interesting. That's really cool. Can you back it up with a source?
I can't because I don't know where it is. I don't know where it's on DeviantArt somewhere. It was, but this was like 2012 DeviantArt.
I see.
So like DeviantArt when it was nuked. But it's somewhere out in the ether sphere.
I'll choose to believe it. Okay.
It's somewhere out there. If I can find it, I'll post it everywhere.
I enjoy doing things like voices and stuff like that. I never thought about doing it as like a voice acting kind of hobby, but
Mhm.
it's always been kind of neat.
I love voice acting. You know me. I love voice acting and using random voices.
I like being dramatic and doing funny voices though,
Yeah.
being like, "Uh, oh, are you talking to me? Uh, I didn't think you would be here too. Can I call you senpai?" I don't have any kind of seriousness to anything I do.
um. Oh man, there was something I was gonna say
I'm
about.
the kind of person that'll go into a Valorant game and fucking say a dumbass voice, and people will be like, "Shut the fuck up." I'll be like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you."
So, I wanted to talk about the D&D session that you joined in on.
Oh, was this the thing that you wanted to save for when we got to the podcast when you were streaming Pokemon?
No, it was something else, and I completely forgot. It'll come to me.
That's crazy. Okay.
It'll come to me. Uh, yeah. How did you think? For those of you that don't know, I have mentioned it before, but I do run a D&D game on Wednesdays, and last time that we ran it, Jason here joined, as well as our good friend Ryan. So
Um.
how'd you enjoy it? What'd you think
So my
of
character was
meeting random people?
so meeting random people was not as bad as I thought. I thought it was gonna be a lot more weird and awkward. Whoever, well, hold on, I gotta go to the Discord and figure out the guy's name. So one thing I gotta say, I don't like soloing out people, but there's one particular person, the person who the whatever his name is, the guy whose his character's name is Alden. That guy's got a sick ass fucking voice. Holy shit!
I know, right?
Whether that's his natural voice or his character voice, my god, that is a good ass
Yeah.
voice.
That's his natural voice. You know how you know how he has that voice?
How?
He's a fucking trucker. Truckers always have the good voices, man.
Bro, he's got a fucking killer. Yeah, yeah. No, that's a good voice. No,
Yeah.
but okay. So I will admit I felt mad awkward because I'm like, oh, I know I'm inexperienced, and even then I was like, can you tell I'm inexperienced? Ha ha ha. But I didn't.
Yeah, but like half the people in there were inexperienced, so it was fine.
Oh well. I mean, I'm always go. I'm not great with meeting new people, but I felt like I was kind of semi comfortable, and the way that I kind of played my character was I didn't want it to be solely around interacting with Ryan, which kind of was like how my character played out, but then I kind of like worked with other characters so that way it wasn't just me interacting with one person. So I thought
Mm-hmm.
that I did that decently well. The other thing, my character was not anywhere near fucking how I planned that out to be. My character was meant to be a fucking quiet, scribbles in his notes, fucking tiny ass cat person. I'm fucking Heimerdinger. My character has somehow turned into a Heimerdinger, and I don't even know how
Yeah,
that happened. So,
uh, that would be Ash's fault. Ash made that happen. I'm pretty sure.
like, my character was supposed to be like the quiet character that got excited when he saw small things, but then I'm like, okay, I'm a little more chattier than I thought, and then I played into the character I wanted, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm just Heimerdinger from League of Legends. And
Yeah,
honestly, I'm fine with that. it's kind of it's kind of cool. It's interesting trying to stick to a character because I'm very bad at that. I feel like the one thing with D&D, whilst doing everything, you have to remember you're playing a character, and then when you say like for the one thing with characters, like when you say that your character, oh, my character likes blueberries, and then 2 seconds later you say, oh, my character's allergic to blueberries. It's kind of weird. So trying to stick with a certain kind of character is interesting, and not like interesting bad, like interesting, right?
yeah.
Um so I mean that's cool, and me trying to figure out what everything does is also interesting. So honestly, all around, it's good. I'm just while learning, everything just feels interesting. I guess it's the best descriptor. I thought it was really fun. And I'm really ready as long as I'm not fucking dying. And prepared to do more on Wednesday. Um,
I think you guys are gonna have a lot of fun on Wednesday.
yeah.
Um, no, yeah, I just wanted to talk and see what your where your mindset was at when with joining into a campaign with people that you didn't know, but also people that you do know. Because
I'll,
I've never asked somebody that like, or I've never talked to somebody that was put into that situation because I'm always the guy either running the campaign or I just play in a campaign with people that I know.
yeah, and I guess with me, I'll admit, when I kind of went in there, I was kind of nervous. But you weren't there. But I definitely I definitely was trying to be funny and being like, "Oh darn, I guess I'm the last one here, huh? Ha ha!" And I mean, it kind of played out decently well.
Yeah,
But Ryan responded, and nobody else did. But I mean, the nerves kind of went from here to here like instantaneously, and
yeah.
I was fine with it.
The cool thing about D&D is that when you whoops, I opened up your Twitch and I forgot to mute it. Um
Woo!
the the cool thing about D&D is that when you have a group of people that actually synchronizes and they are actually like not dickheads, like you can just join in and you're welcome because that D&D is that type of game where like everybody is welcome. You can just hop in, make new friends and be chill, like and be happy and play a good game, tell a story, do something, get your mind out of this world and put it into another world and stop thinking
Yeah,
about shit.
yeah, and I feel like I mean that's what it's all about, right?
Mhm. That's what it's all about. It's all about fun. It's all about fun adventures.
As long as you're aware that I'm going to be simping over the robot character you made because I'm fascinated by technology that is not of this world.
Everybody wants him out now though. Because okay, so the only reason that he was in there was because we didn't really have a lot of players and they didn't have a tank, so I made a tank. And now you guys are in, so you're fine. And now he's probably just gonna
I mean, I'm
be
not
like
a.
a background character.
I mean, I don't remember. I don't think there's really a tank still, is there?
Hmm. Technically, Alden's character being a warlock, but he's a different warlock than your character. Some warlock classes can be pretty tank.
Oh, sure. Okay.
As well as one of the characters is like a cleric, but he's also multi-classing into a druid, and druids can be pretty tanky. But anyway, uh, enough about D&D.
Actually, no. Going back to D&D. Apparently, have you been hearing about the news involving
Oh shit, that is
D&D?
something I wanted to talk about. Yeah, the OGL,
Yeah. So I.
the open game license.
So what do you? So have you actually been looking at like what's been going on with that? Because I've only heard bits and pieces of it. So catch me up to
Yes.
speed. What's exactly has been going on with that?
So, layman's terms, very condensed explanation of it. Hasbro owns D&D or Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
Hasbro is like, we want to make money and we're going to make you do this to anybody who's using your license.
Okay.
So it's Hasbro playing Big Brother on everything else.
Uh
That's
huh.
that's the short and condensed version of it.
So with the fact that they own Wizards of the Coast, what does that mean for Magic the Gathering?
I think for Magic the Gathering will stay the same. Although throughout the year, if you noticed last year, we had sets after sets after sets after sets coming out. That was also Hasbro's doing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that makes
Um,
sense now, actually.
that was Hasbro's doing. Hasbro told Wizards of the Coast, "We need you to release this many things. Uh, we don't care how you do it, but we want to make money on these sets."
You know what? That makes a lot of sense because I swear to God, when I was like, oh hey, this set is really cool, and then it's like 2 months later, I'm like, what the fuck? Didn't we just get a new set?
Yeah.
It's
Like
insane.
we got two different D&D sets. We got Warhammer, which was cool.
Yeah,
We got a Fortnite set.
that was. I think it was Secret Layer though.
It
Secret
was
Layer.
Secret Lair, but those cards are legal.
Oh sure.
Yeah, you can like use them in tournaments.
Okay.
As far as I know, if I'm wrong, someone correct me.
I feel like Secret Layer is not really like tournament legal. Secret Layer has always been like just for fun
Well,
cards.
there's some cards in Secret Lair that are just like it's just a fancy version of a card that's legal.
Okay.
Like you can have like Soul Ring, but it's like a Fortnite version of Soul Ring, and you can just stick it in your deck.
And like the Bob Ross lands, they're just lands at the end
Yeah,
of the day. Yeah.
exactly. Um, but yeah, Hasbro has been pushing Wizards of the Coast to send out this open gaming license. There is a video that Wizards of the Coast put out. I haven't watched it yet, but they explain more about it.
Hmm.
Probably later on after this podcast, I'll watch it and I'll have more information on the next podcast. But it's all Hasbro's doing. A lot of people were bombing on Wizards of the Coast and D&D itself, because they jumped on that bandwagon of like, oh, D&D's doing this, D&D's bad, Wizards of the Coast bad, but it's actually Hasbro that did it.
Hmm.
They tunnel vision onto D&D because that was the big thing, instead of being like, yo, Hasbro's the one forcing D&D and Wizards of the Coast to do this. Y'all should be talking about Hasbro and not Wizards of the Coast. Um, which caused a lot of people that actually use their like paid for a subscription like I do on D&D Beyond to cut ties with D&D Beyond. I didn't cut ties because I knew what was going on from the beginning. Um, that and I use D&D Beyond for all my campaigns. Like it's nice to be able to share all of the content that I have with all my friends so that we can play a game.
Yeah, the thing with D&D Beyond in regards to that I saw, people were also like talking about alternatives to D&D Beyond.
Mhm.
So
There was one called there's a one called Kobold Press.
I heard about that.
Um,
Yeah.
and then there's Roll20. Um, and there's a whole bunch of other things out there like D&D Beyond, but I like D&D Beyond for the pure fact that everything is in one place. It's all the official content, so I'm not rummaging around through homebrew and like random shit that people made online.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would just prefer for people to do their research before they go bomb some company where it's not their fault.
It's the internet, Abiel. Do you think anybody ever does their research on anything?
Fortunately, not.
It's you think the internet would? It's the internet. You think people would go on the internet and tell lies?
The freaking internet, bro.
What the fuck? No, but I was curious. It seems like you were a lot more knowledgeable than me because I was like, okay, and I feel like two things. One, the motivation of me looking at something and being like, I'm not dealing with this because I feel like in the last 2 years, every time something bad happened, I went from me, oh, I have to see what's going on to I'm not doing this again.
Yeah.
And two, I've been sick like a motherfucker, so I'm not doing that. Um,
It's been a
so
really dreary week, man.
it's been a very dreary fucking January so far.
It's the weather. The weather can't decide whether it wants to be winter or spring.
Global warming. They say
Yeah.
it's a myth, but it's coming up right now.
I need to cut my hair, man. I need to get it done.
You're telling me. I'm
Look at
gonna.
this mane. God damn.
God damn, boy. Holy shit, boy.
God damn.
Oh, since you were also playing it, and I think I can actually hold a conversation over this topic now. Now that you've actually got some more time on it, what do you think of Pokemon, the new one?
Fun. It's a lot of fun. I've been bringing my Switch to work whenever I have some time and just mash away on some Pokemon. It's not bad. I'm excited to see what the rest of the game. I'm like probably at the halfway point, maybe a little bit over the halfway point of Pokemon right now.
From what I was saying, I would say that you're around like maybe, yeah, a little more than halfway.
Yeah, because there's not that many gyms left, and I have like 2 bases left to do. Um, and then there's end game stuff like getting those stakes out of the ground. Um, and then whatever there is after the Pokemon League and the school and all that.
Wheelers.
Yeah. But yeah, so far I enjoy it. I am excited to get into ranked. I think second season already started.
So,
So I'm excited to see where ranked is going to take me this season.
so question: what gens of Pokemon did you play?
What gens?
Yeah, like what Pokemon games did you play aside from this one and Gen 8s?
I played all Pokemon games.
Okay. So, I have beat the game. I have beat Pokemon Scarlet. I played the end game. I am now at the point where I'm really just thinking of like making competitive teams and stuff, blah blah blah. I'm about to give the hottest take of this year involving this fucking Pokemon game that runs like Dookie Water. I think the story for this game is just as good as, if not better than, Pokemon Black and White.
Pokemon Black and White, huh?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of people that Pokemon Black and White has a fantastic story. I think Scarlet and Violet has just as good, if not a better story.
Yeah, I can agree with it. Black and White was
That was
the one.
with Zekrom and Reshiram, yeah.
Yeah, story wise though, spoilers for those that haven't played it. Um, that's the one with the castle, right?
I
And
believe
then
so,
like
yeah.
the guy who's lived over like hundreds of years that has like a little Floette Pokemon, little flower boy.
That is X and Y.
Oh no, see, let's see. X and Y story. I think X and Y story was really fucking good. That was because that was depressing. It was a
Okay.
depressing and good story.
All right, well, I'm gonna hit you with this
But I
one.
do agree with you. Black and White was pretty good.
All right, I'm gonna hit you with this one. I think Scarlet and Violet's story is better than X and Y's.
Really?
Yes. When you get to the final bits of the game, you will
I mean,
100%
yeah.
see why. You can either agree,
I
you can either agree or disagree, but you will 100% see why. I will say nothing more than that.
that
But
is fair. I haven't finished the game yet, so I
al-
can, yeah.
also, I'm trying to say everything with no spoilers. I think the rival is probably one of the best rivals that we've gotten over the years. I think the champion fucking sucks. I won't say any more than that. Um,
The champion is the girl that meets you like almost after every gym, right? With the green in
that's
her hair.
that is your rival.
Oh, that's your rival. She said she was like the champion though.
She's champion rank.
Oh, okay.
No, you. Technically the champion has met you, and they've said that they're the champion. But if you don't remember, I'm not telling you who it is.
I think I remember who it is. It's the chick with the crazy hair, long hair, and she wears like a suit.
You want me to tell you if you're right or not?
I'm pretty sure. I just can't remember her name.
Her
I know
name
what
is
she looks like. I
her,
can't remember her name.
her name is Gita. That's her name, the character you're describing.
Okay, then yeah.
Um,
I have to go back to the school and talk to all the teachers. I haven't done any of that.
I'll be honest, I haven't done it either. I've only just started getting to that point.
Apparently, you're supposed to be able to get friendlier with your teacher. I don't know what that means.
So essentially, are you familiar with Persona at all?
Yeah, a little
It's
bit.
like it's like the equivalent of getting a social link. So basically, how it works is like you can
Oh, or like Fire Emblem, I guess.
sure, but essentially you can take classes and you can get rewards based on classes. From what I noticed, when you do like the midterm, you get small candies. When you do the final, you get medium candies. But when you talk to the teachers themselves, you get like a little bit of backstory with them. Um, like your nurse chick, she has a little story to her. All the other characters, they all have a story to them, and depending and like you'll learn a little bit more about them, but they'll also give you rewards and stuff as well. That's unique to each of the characters.
Gotcha.
You don't have to do it, but if you like backstory and wanting to know what happens with the characters, you should do them. I think they're good. Like the one I did was with the I finished the one with the nurse. Um, really nice, depending on like for what it was, and then the math teacher, I think was really good. He good
Huh. Oh god, there's like three things going on right now.
with your noise gate. It sounded like you were just like coming back on the mic, fucking dying.
Oh, my noise gate is on, huh?
It is, yes.
Uh-oh.
It's
Hold on.
fine. It didn't really matter too much, except for when you were just like.
I keep forgetting to turn my noise gate off. There we go.
There we go. But I mean, yeah, it's there. It's absolutely not a requirement to beat the game at all. But you get some stuff out of it. Like you get Pokeballs from one, you get some Terra Shards from another. So it's worth doing if you really.
Yeah, once I finish the game and get to the end game stuff, I'm definitely gonna give like my full review. Maybe I'll make a video.
Yeah, I thought about it. I really want to just make a video being like, make it clickbait as fuck. Scarlet is better than Gen 5? That'll get people clicking.
Yeah.
But I don't, but the thing about doing it that way is my knowledge for black and white is so minuscule nowadays. I don't remember. I just remember N is a very good character. The music's fucking insane. The game looks fucking gorgeous for a DS game. And like you could tell that game had a lot of love put into it.
I still have all of my games. Every single Pokemon game that I've ever had and throughout my entire life, I still own them and I can still play them. I want to get a DS or at least a 3DS that I can hook up to my computer and like stream it so I can actually like play it.
You can do that. It's decent.
I have to mod it. Like, I can mod it myself, or I can buy one for like $300.
Well, let's say it's decently expensive.
Yeah. Because I really want to do a playthrough of the original The World Ends With You. Because the original World Ends With You, it just has that nostalgia factor.
Mhm.
Like, the Switch version of it is still really fucking good, and it has extra content, but like, it doesn't beat me mashing on a fucking screen to fucking try and get moves to fucking go.
Speaking of which, we were actually talking about The World Ends With You, and someone was saying, no, Kitty was saying that I need to play The World Ends With You. And I was like, yeah, I probably need to as well, because you know the one fucking person who's going to tell me I probably should play The World Ends With You.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, they're good. You have to play The World Ends With You Final Mix, and then you have to play Neo.
It's called Final Mix, bro. What the hell is it with all these games?
Is it Final Mix? Final Remix.
Okay, well, even still, what the hell is it with all these games being called Final Mix and Final Remix and Final Doing Your Mom and stuff like that? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, Final Mix or Final Remix.
The next, see what I say with the voice cracks. The next Switch games I'm gonna buy are Bayonetta 2 and 3. That's not even a question.
I still haven't played a Bayonetta game.
Well, shit. The first one's on fucking damn near everything. The second one and the third one are on. Well, the second one was on Wii U, but now it's on Switch. What's your opinion on action games, Abbyel?
What kind of action games?
Devil May Cry. Actually, let's just go with that. Like,
I don't remember which Devil May Cry game I played, but I didn't really have a lot of fun playing it.
Okay, then if you didn't have fun with Devil May Cry, you might not have fun with Bayonetta then.
I want to say it was Devil May Cry 3. Is that the one with what?
Go on, please.
Is that the one with the fucking like sword that revs like a motorcycle?
No, that's 4.
Oh yeah,
that's also a good one.
I didn't enjoy it, and I'll tell you why. It's not the game's fault. It's not the game's fault. When I got around to playing it, somehow, I don't know what happened. Somehow my brother took ownership of our console somehow, and when I went to go play it, every time I went to go try and play it, my save file was somewhere else, and I'm just like, what's happening? I don't know what's happening. So I didn't have a good experience, but that it's not the game's fault.
So what you're saying is, if you happen to somehow get gifted Devil May Cry 4, you would give it a shot.
I'd probably give it a shot.
An honest college try. You said 3, and my heart shattered. That's like the best one.
What other action games are there? I'm sure I've played some that I've enjoyed.
I mean, if you want like a list of good action games, there's like Beautiful Joe. There's
No
More Heroes.
I want to play No More Heroes. You know, when No More Heroes first came out, I was like, Mom, can I have this for my birthday or like early Christmas present or something? I will mow the lawn. I don't give a fuck. I really want to play this. This dude is holding what looks like on the cover. The dude looks like he's holding like a fluorescent light. And I was like, I need this. And it's No More Heroes. It's all about villains. Let's fucking go. I need it. And I never got it. My mom wouldn't buy it for me. To this day, I still never played it. Look at this man pulling boxes out of his closet. Are those Pokemon cards up there? Those Yu-Gi-Oh cards up there?
You talking about this?
Yeah, but it was the first
one.
It
was the first one. Yeah. I don't have the first one. I'm just showing off.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Sick as fuck. Hopefully, stream didn't get a fucking look at my I hopefully didn't show my ass crack.
I don't think so. I don't think you did.
God, I hope not. That would be fucking awkward. But yeah, the fucking it looks so good. You know, hold on.
Look at this dude.
Yeah, I got fucking bunch of cards over there. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
You know they have all 3 games on Switch.
Yes. There was something else that I wanted to get. Oh, can't get it anymore. On the 3DS store because they shut it down. You used to be able to get Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow.
Oh yeah, you can't get those, unfortunately.
Can't get that anymore. I really wanted to. I really wanted to get that because I wanted a version that because I have the cartridges, but my yellow version's battery on the inside of the cartridge died out, so it doesn't save. My red and blue, they still save. I don't know how they still save, but they still work. But I feel like they're gonna die at some point.
I think that's something you can replace. I just don't remember what it was.
You can replace it. You just have to be very careful.
You're telling
because it's like a little mini motherboard. It's like a little silicon chip, and if you scratch that shit, it's done.
But were you thinking about action games as far as ones that are like Bayonetta, or just action games in general?
Just in general, because I know a lot of action games don't feel like action games. They don't all play the same.
You're right, and those two examples I gave are way different examples. Beautiful Joe does not play the same as Beautiful Joe is his whole own thing.
The whole own thing, yeah. I played the first Beautiful Joe. You know what my first experience playing Beautiful Joe was?
What's that?
Going to Walmart and playing with those fucking screens.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so good, so good.
You have to stand this close to the case, and the TV was up here, and you're just
yeah. Bro, fucking 8-year-old me is fucking nostalgic as shit.
You know, now that I say that, my first exposure to not first exposure, but major exposure to Foo Fighters was a similar way because they had a DS with a Guitar Hero DS on it, and
nice.
And I would play fucking Pretender on there. Oh man, I fucking loved that. That's what really got me to love Foo Fighters.
That was same with me, but with those GameStop, those setups at GameStop with Guitar Hero.
Yeah. Whenever I went to a GameStop, I never got to stay long enough to try the demos that they had out because my parents were like, all right, you know what you want, go get it so we can leave.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because the reason for that was because my dad also likes video games, but he was trying not to get into video games being, military, and so he has a job to do.
Yeah.
So my dad knew that if he stayed there too long, he'd end up getting the newest console with 3 games, because that's what he did with every console up until PlayStation 2. My dad is the biggest Metal Gear fan you'll ever meet. He's the one that introduced me to Metal Gear, starting with Solid Snake for the PlayStation 1.
Oh,
the double disc edition.
Speaking of Metal Gear, that's another not Metal Gear itself, but there is an action game from Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. That game you play as Raiden, but Raiden
that's the one that not a lot of people liked.
Well, yeah, but now it's all meme worthy as well.
Yeah,
because of fucking Senator Armstrong and the whole nanomachines and shit like that. I remember. So the one thing I need to play that myself. Apparently, there's a. Okay, anyway, before I get into that, go on with your Metal Gear thing that you were talking about.
What? Oh, I was just saying, my dad was the biggest Metal Gear guy that I know. When we moved for the first time out of Puerto Rico to our first deployment area. One of the things my dad got was Metal Gear and a PlayStation. And then he got me and my brother Game Boy Colors. And I had Pokemon Red, and my brother had Blue, and I think my dad played Yellow. So
That's cool. That's
yeah.
really cool.
This is not the original Game Boy Color that I had when I was a kid, but it's the one I got.
There you
I
go.
actually got this off of a friend, and unfortunately, he gave it to me without the back. But
Wow.
that's the one thing that every Game Boy Color misses almost every time is the fucking
The
battery
back.
cover.
Bro, you having the fucking duct tape on your fucking Game Boy Color, that sent me back, dude. Holy shit.
Dude, apparently this specific Game Boy Color goes for a lot because it's a Tommy Hilfiger edition.
Apparently, I would assume it has the back to it too.
If it had the back, no, my original Game Boy Color was the transparent blue one.
Oh, see, I had the fucking purple one.
My dad had the transparent blue one, and that one got shared around with all of us. But did I ever tell you what my very first video game experience was?
Probably a lot more exciting than mine.
My very first video game that I ever got to play, just sit down and actually experience on my own, was The Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Ages for the Game Boy Color.
I've never played it.
It's really fun, actually. I still remember to this day what Link sounds like when he's switching that sword. Just
see,
it's in there. It's in there.
That's crazy because I remember. I think I remember when I first started streaming, I tried to play one of them and I just never completed it. I think that was around that was definitely the start of the whole me being like, oh, I'll start a game, and I never finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first game was fucking Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah. Pokemon Yellow was a great one. I really got obsessed with Pokemon when Silver came out. When Silver and Gold came out, that's where my love for Pokemon just fucking skyrocketed.
Yeah. I remember, like, with me, I remember wanting Gen 2, but I remember loving, like, that part of the anime, but I never got to play it. I remember watching people, like, seeing people have it and seeing them play it, but I never got Gen 2. But, fast forward a few years, I definitely had, a Game Boy Advance and fucking both Ruby and Sapphire at one point.
Yep.
And then eventually enrolled. But I never got to this day, I've never actually played Gen 2.
What was the game that I was thinking of? My first Game Boy Advance game was Sonic Adventure 2. Not Sonic Adventure. Sonic Advance 2. That was my first Game Boy Advance.
What's crazy is you said Sonic Adventure 2. When you said Game Boy Advance, I knew exactly what you meant.
Yeah. Let's see. I brought my Game Boy Advance to work today as well because my Switch was dying and I still wanted to play.
I feel like
I was playing Leaf Green.
Oh, there you go. I feel like the Game Boy Advance was the one that I had the most like time playing as a kid. Because I had also had a GameCube, but I played a lot of Game Boy Advance games.
You know what? My memory might be mixing itself up because I definitely got a Game Boy Advance. I'm trying to remember what game I played on my Game Boy Advance for the first time. I think it was Mega Man.
I know what my very first Game Boy Advance game was. My very, very first game. I got it for my birthday. I got a Game Boy Advance and Super Mario Advance 1, which had the remake for Super Mario Brothers 2. And I remember playing it.
Ooh.
I remember playing it, jumping on an enemy, and I'm like, why won't it die? And then I was fucking around with shit, and I picked it up, and I'm like, oh, that's how that works. Yes. After fucking dying like 20 times to the first Shy Guy.
That reminds me, a couple of other like Game Boy games that I had. Balloon Kid. I had. It was a Mario game, but where a lot of there was a level where a lot of enemies just looked like bugs, like
You're probably
cockroaches.
you're probably thinking of Super Mario Land. Probably
No.
two. There's Super Mario Land 2.
Mario Land.
There's
Game Boy.
There's Super Mario Land 2. There's a world called Picnic Land, I think. And there's a bunch of ants.
It's this one. This one right here. Super Mario Land.
I told you, Super Mario... Well, I thought it was 2 that you were talking about.
No, Super Mario Land. There's a level where like you start out and it looks like you dropped out of a UFO. And then you just play. Oh. Yeah, this one. Hold on, I'll send you an image.
That game you could probably play that on stream and beat it all in one go.
I still remember the hacks.
Well, I mean, I was just gonna say because that game is short as shit.
I'm just posted in chat room too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I still have that somewhere in a box.
Bruh. Bro fucking sent me. Hold on, I'm gonna show this to the visual fucking chat. Bro sent me a fucking small ass goddamn fucking image. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this, boy? Like, fucking look at this. He sent me this small ass fucking picture, bro. What the
hell? That's the picture I had. Shit's frozen.
Is my shit frozen?
Back to normal. It is back. It's probably just from you were like moving shit. It's back to normal.
Yeah, it's gonna be a small ass fucking picture. I know what you meant though.
Yeah, I had that. I had Balloon Kid. I had the Legend of Zelda one, but that was for Game Boy Color.
Actually, I don't remember if I had a lot of Game Boy Color games. Like I remember having Pokemon Yellow. And then, what's up?
Oh, memories are coming back. I just remembered another game that me and my mom used to play.
There's one. I need to make sure I'm not having a fever dream and I remember this. Go off, though.
Namco Museum. Yo. There was a... Oh, my God! I remember... The memories. What do they mean? There's a memory of my family and me sitting in the living room and we were playing Namco Museum and my mom was playing Pac-Man and then I was like, I could do better, and then I took the controller and I started playing Pac-Man and then I got through the first level and I got through the second level all in one go. Like first level, this was my first time just touching Pac-Man on a controller, and it's like first level, second level, third level. My mom was like, oh no, he's gonna beat my score, because my mom loves Pac-Man. And she was like, oh no, he's gonna beat my score. And I just kept going and going. I think I got to like 11th level on one life, and then my mom was like, give me that.
I do remember this. I thought it was a fever dream, but it does exist. The memories are flowing back to me. I also remember playing the Game Boy Color version of DuckTales. Nobody ever really talks about it, but there was
a shit.
But there was
no
like hold on. There's the DuckTales is for the NES. Everybody talks about that, but nobody ever talks about the fact that it also came out on Game Boy Color as well.
Yeah.
Game Boy. I also played a Battletoads game on there as well. And there's another game that I'm not sure if you know about or not.
What?
There is a Mega Man game on Game Boy. Do you know about it?
Which one?
It's called Mega Man Extreme.
I gotta look it up.
It's a Game Boy It's a Game Boy version of Mega Man X.
Mega Man Extreme.
With like spelled with an X. Mega Man Extreme.
Yeah.
It is a Game Boy version of Mega Man X.
No, I may have played this, but it's escaping me. I feel like I may have played it, but only because I played Mega Man X.
I played. What's crazy is I remember playing Mega Man X, and then I remember someone showed me Mega Man Extreme, and I'm like, I remember playing this. No, I played the SNES version, which is the irregular Mega Man X. Oh, what else? There's some. There's a few other ones. Hold on.
There's one game that I know you didn't play that I played.
Oh, this game came out in 2000. That's interesting. Well, what's it?
Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem.
I did play 80s Scooby-Doo games growing up.
Mystery Mayhem. At least I hope it's Mystery Mayhem. This is the one that looks familiar. I remember it so vividly because I remember in that game playing as Shaggy and Scooby and going into the kitchen and then messing with the microwave and then Shaggy being like saying something like let's not turn on the microwave. You remember what happened the last time we turned it on without anything in it? And I was like, me as a kid was like, what does that mean? Me as an adult is like,
what? Okay, so I'm about to ask the stupidest question. What happens when you run the microwave with nothing in it?
He was high.
What?
He was high. He was high. He was so high that he turned on the microwave and stared at it.
Like, what happens normally when you run the microwave?
Nothing happens. It's just he was high, and so he let the microwave run and just stared at it.
That can't be the insinuation of that.
It is.
So, before I ask the next question, do you have any more Game Boy games to run down memory lane?
They'll probably come to me as we go on.
All right, I'm about to hit you with the best question that I'm sure you have already casted your opinion on.
Mm-hmm.
Velma, the show. What about it?
I already posted on Twitter about it.
I know you did. Elaborate.
It's atrocious.
Elaborate.
It's so disgustingly bad.
Don't give a shit about spoilers. Go.
It's okay. 50% of the show is talking about Freddy's tiny penis.
What?
50% of the show is talking about Freddy's tiny penis.
Okay.
Velma basically hating on white people and being like, rich white girl again. Oh, here comes the rich white girl. And then making out with that rich white girl at the end of the second episode.
I did see screenshots of that. That's funny.
She makes out with Daphne.
Is there a reason why?
It just happens! So, I watched a video that Moist Critical did about his take on it. Mm-hmm. And I agree with some of the things he said. It's like someone took an AI script generator and put that into the storyboard and then just went with it. It's so disgustingly bad. It's so bad. But I'll tell you why it's bad. It's bad because it needs to be bad so that, what is it, Warner Bros. Owns Scooby-Doo stuff, right?
Yes.
It's so, I think it's Warner Bros. or HBO, wherever Velma was.
Velma's on HBO, yes.
It's because they want it to fail because HBO wants to stop making cartoons and this is their out.
Okay.
They are purposely bombing it so that they have an out to stop funding cartoons.
Now, Abbyel, I'm about to tell you something and I need to hear your opinion on it.
Mm-hmm.
My middle brother, watched the show. He thinks the show is not that bad. Thoughts?
I'm getting a plane ticket.
Wait a minute.
We need to have a talk.
I have not watched any of it.
It's bad.
I asked him, like, I saw him watching it. And I asked him, I was like, so what do you think? He's like, it's not that bad. I think honestly, people are giving it a hard time. It's actually, I think it could be like after a few episodes, it could be better. Nearly what he said.
Another thing that about it is that it's too woke. Like that's the thing. Like it's too woke. There's twerking in it.
I I'm so over twerking in general. Why did that be? Never mind. We don't answer that. Go on.
There's twerking in it.
Uh huh.
It for some reason they have to explain themselves with their feelings.
What
Like
is
they
it?
have to like almost every like 2 minutes. If these two characters talk and then there's some sort of like connection that the viewer feels, the character will explain their feelings towards what just happened, and the other character will explain their so that you get it, so that you know what's going on. There's a lot of unnecessary fourth wall breaking. Um, there's a lot of like, gee, it would be so weird if a rich white girl just came through this door right now, huh? Right?
Oh no, bro.
It's bad. It's a bad show. I'll tell you right now, the reviews, it's got a 1.3
It's
out of
that
5.
bad. It's that bad, huh?
It's that bad.
Oh, I also need to pull it up on YouTube, like the trailer, and I'll tell you what the ratio to that is. But keep going, keep going. I'm
I don't
very.
have the dislike thing on my launcher, so I can't see like the dislikes.
I do.
Tell me.
1.3, huh?
It's a 1.3 review right now.
All right,
And,
so
and that's with 2,167 ratings.
it's a lot of fucking ratings.
That's a lot of ones.
I'm just gonna go to the very first trailer for the show. Audio listeners, you might get a peep out of this. I don't think you will. That's okay. We'll see, because I'm very curious. All right, so we are at holy shit. All right, Abbyel, this video has 12,000 likes.
Okay.
It has 411,000 dislikes. And comments are turned off.
It might get up there with most dislikes eventually on YouTube. Most dislikes right now.
It's gotta be one of those fucking Mimi songs, right?
It's the bath song nursery rhyme.
The
It's got 9.10 dislike. It's from Coco Melon.
Coco, what?
Coco Melon came out with a bath song. No, wait, hold on.
No. Slow down. What the fuck is a Coco Melon?
Coco Melon is a kids YouTube channel. That's where Baby Shark came from. No, Baby Shark came from Pink Fong.
Oh, what?
Coco Melon is where that what was that song? The eating sugar, no papa, that one.
Oh god,
That's where that came from.
I remember now.
The most disliked video.
Johnny, yes, Papa.
Yeah, the Johnny. Most disliked YouTube video of all time right now is the 2018 Rewind still.
That's hot. That's hot.
And then the second most disliked is Baby Shark. Justin Bieber's Baby.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny, yes, Papa is also one of the worst. The 2019 worst rewind.
It's funny.
YouTube rewind. Yeah, a lot of like Coco Melon and like kids show stuff. Jake was a lot of Jake Paul videos.
Where's my girl Rebecca Black stand on that?
On what?
On the most disliked.
Rebecca Black? I don't think she's on there.
What? I thought she was on one point.
Oh, yeah. Rebecca Black, Friday, 19th. She's the 19th most disliked video on YouTube with
Damn.
4.07 million
That's
dislikes.
crazy. I thought she would have at least been top 10. That's crazy that she's top 20 now. That's crazy. Good for her. Good for her.
Also, the official Call of Duty Infinite Warfare reveal trailer. 3.96 million.
Is that 20?
Yeah, that's number 20.
That's crazy. She's being the COD trailer. Holy shit.
Yeah. Apparently Gangnam Style is like also one of the most disliked.
No.
Yeah, it's got 2.9 million dislikes.
No. What? That's
Dude.
that's blatant bullshit right there. How?
Also, Logan Paul's sorry, like apology video for filming the dead body in Japan. Yeah.
That's crazy that Logan Paul is actually now in WWE after all that.
No shot. The Pokemon Go song.
I hate that
Remember
song.
that song?
I hate
You
that
remember that?
song.
I love
Yes.
that song.
What? You're fucking wild for that.
Pokemon. Hold on.
No, 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 no.
There's a 2020 edition.
No, I'm not listening to that. If you do that, it's gonna be just you doing this podcast. Oh my god! I thought you were gonna play it on here. I'm so glad I'm taking my audio from this podcast because Godspeed to anybody listening to Abbyel's audio. What's the like to dislike ratio on that one?
Uh, on the 2020 version.
Yes.
I don't have the
Oh,
thing.
right. So, fucking, I have to look it up. God, it's gonna be my fucking search history.
I play Pokemon Go every day. The original one is 2.1 million dislikes.
I need to look up the fucking.
It's fucking great. I didn't think that song was that bad. Anaconda by Nicki Minaj.
That's.
It has like almost 2 million dislikes.
I hate that song, but I didn't think it was up there. I hate that song
Also,
because.
the 50th which is the bottom of the list, 50th most disliked video on YouTube is Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball, which surprises me.
I actually don't mind that song nowadays. Can I talk about why I don't like fucking? Oh, actually, the answer is not that complicated. The only reason I don't like fucking Anaconda is because my mom likes it, and when my mom likes a song, she will not fucking stop playing a song.
Yeah, I get it.
It's so obnoxious, dude. Like
So,
I love my mom for real, but goddamn, when she likes a song, she'll play it 20 times, which is where I probably get it from.
so I'm looking at. I went back to Velma.
Uh huh.
I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes because Rotten Tomatoes is kind of like the basic um, overall rating.
Yeah.
So audience score, which is the score that matters, is 7%.
Yeah.
That's insanely low.
What's the other person? What's the other one?
So the average tomato meter is what they use, which is like press and people that got to see it early so that they can give their review on it. 55%,
There's
which
no
is
way.
like, yeah, yeah.
I already know what I'm calling this episode. I just thought about it randomly. I already know what I'm calling this episode.
Critics' consensus Jinkies! This radical reworking of the beloved mystery team has plenty of attitude and style, but it doesn't have the first clue for how to turn its clever subversion into engaging fun. Which makes sense. Yeah, there's one thing that I will say that personally I don't mind, but a lot of people had gripes about it. They did change a lot of the race of the main characters.
I don't think that would have been an issue either way, honestly.
I don't think it would have been an issue either way. You can always use characters from a story and then change them around to be able to tell your story how you want it. That's always cool with me. But that a lot of people had gripes about Shaggy being like a black guy that gets high all the time, but also has to say in the show every time he's on screen that he doesn't get high and he's actually against drugs.
Okay, so I don't mind. I wouldn't have mind that they would have made Shaggy a funny black stoner. I wouldn't have cared if they didn't have to. If they didn't have to address it that he wasn't a funny, like a funny black stoner, except he's not every time. That kind of ruins the joke. It's like me saying like, knock knock, who's there? Or not knock knock. I'm sorry, I fucked up the joke. Holy shit. Why the chicken crossed the road to get to the other side? Get it? Because the chicken's walking and he's trying to get to the other side. That's fucking stupid.
That's literally so. That right there is literally why the show sucks so bad, because they explain themselves on everything.
If you have to explain a joke, it's not funny.
Yeah. Another thing is, like I said earlier, 50% of the show is making fun of Freddy's tiny penis. There's also at some point they took a picture of Freddy where he looks like a Nazi. Okay, and he's doing like the Heil Hitler fucking salute, and he looked like what he's wearing looks like he's wearing like a Nazi uniform.
okay, I'm gonna say it. That sounds funny.
Like that part sounds funny, but like, why? With everything going on in the world, that's not something people want to see on a cartoon.
Maybe my humor is kind of fucked, but that sounds kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, like it's funny, and it's funny sometimes. With everything that's going on in the world, and with the recent riots where a lot of like white power people like started a lot of riots, like you don't want that in your show, man.
I guess, yeah. My humor's fucked, honestly. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe I could take. Maybe if it happened in Velma, I think no, I won't even say that. I don't know. If it was played out better, then maybe. And that's very hard to say.
If it was done in something like fucking Deadpool, where you know that kind of shit is gonna happen, it'd be funny.
Or hell, even in fucking Family Guy, where you know that humor is gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. I will say their cast and crew, like Velma, the voices for Velma, Daphne, Shaggy, and Fred, they're A-list actors. Mindy Kaling for Velma. Constance Wu for Daphne, Sam Richardson for Shaggy, and Gled Howerton for Fred. So I mean, it's an A-cast list.
It's not Shaggy, it's Norval.
Yeah. It's Norval. Yeah, it's an atrocious show. They're gonna get 10 episodes and then be done with it.
Like Cowboy Bebop. Can we talk about it? How you actually liked Cowboy Bebop?
I liked it. It wasn't that bad.
It was fucking horrible.
It's not that bad.
I hated it.
It's the same thing I just said a couple minutes ago. You can tell a story with characters from something and change things around to be able to tell your story.
No, but when those characters in the original source material had way more significance than how they rewrote them, it's way different.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know, like I when I watched it in the eyes of someone who separated the two. Like, I watched the live action Cowboy Bebop as the live action Cowboy Bebop and not connected to the other one.
Okay, but
like, I just watched it for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. It was good to me. I wouldn't watch it again, but it wasn't that bad.
But the difference between fucking Velma and Scooby Doo is they actually have, I guess for lack of a better term, two different names, I guess. The difference between like live action Cowboy Bebop and Cowboy Bebop is you're making a live adaptation of a source material. Velma is just character name from supposed source material. So kind of the world's your oyster, but when you have live action adaptation of, it's like Dragon Ball Evolution for Dragon Ball. You're making it's you're trying to tell a story, but when that story is completely flubbed up by things that don't make sense to the actual source or things that are not the source at all, it's just, it doesn't make sense. Like if you were like if somebody who has not seen Cowboy Bebop at all for the first time goes and watches Cowboy Bebop live action, and then they go and watch Cowboy Bebop the anime, they're gonna be like, wait, this isn't anything like how it was in the live action one.
Yeah. I understand that. Another show that I was thinking about. Oh God, it just escaped my brain. Oh well, it'll come back to me. What was that fucking show?
I can already see the title now: D&D Nostalgia and Velma.
Yeah.
That's what I'm titling this podcast.
Oh, right. So another show that I'm gonna give my 2 cents on just super quick. That I think should just be burned off the face of the planet.
Big Mouth.
Yeah.
Yes! Oh my god. Part of me was just joking saying that, but I'm so glad you agree. Holy shit.
Yeah. Big Mouth. Big Mouth needs to be burned off the face of the earth. It is so bad. Why does it have 6 seasons?
I didn't even know it had 6 seasons. I remember when it had like 1 or 2. Is it 6 now?
I gave it a chance. I honestly gave it. I sat here and I was like, I'm gonna open my mind and just let it play out. I couldn't get past episode 3.
I watched so much Family Guy that I was like, okay, maybe Big Mouth will be okay. I tried watching a bit of it and I'm like, this is nothing. This is just nothing.
But there's a difference between Family Guy type of adult cartoon, because they can do it right. They've experimented long enough to know what works. Versus
literal sex monsters.
Literal sex monsters on children. High school students, at least, as from what I remember. High school or middle school.
I get the idea of it. The idea is it's supposed to be like, oh, they're going through their phases, they're growing up, so now they've got to battle their fucking urges and stuff like that. But the way they play it out is so grotesque and not good. It's not even funny.
I don't want to watch a cartoon where a 15-year-old is being told by the sex pervert monster to go jerk off to this girl in the bathroom. No.
Like it's not even like in a funny way. Like I'm just like, I remember watching it and I'm just like, why is this happening? And I remember that show came out when it was like 5 years ago when it came out. I'm so surprised it's still coming out. Also, I'm just gonna say it looks fucking ugly. Like the show just looks ugly.
6 years ago.
Oh my god, it was 6 years ago. Okay, but the show looks ugly. Like I hate I don't criticize art a lot, right? I hate how it looks. I just hate how it looks.
I hate it too.
And I feel like the only other show, and you can criticize me on this, but I'll literally flip a coin, like flip my note on this one. Okay, the only other show that I was unsettled about at first was BoJack Horseman, but I gave BoJack Horseman.
I was just about to say something about that show.
But I gave BoJack Horseman a chance, and I'm like, okay, I can get used to this. And I actually, for the few episodes I watched, I can watch BoJack Horseman all the way through. I
watched the whole thing.
I actually need to, and apparently people are saying it's actually really good. But
it's really good. It's really. I'll let you finish.
No, I was just gonna say, but and also that wasn't towards you. It was just me retching at the thought of Big Mouth because I hate how it looks from the fucking like, oh, I'm a fucking prepubescent teenager fucking thinking about how to fucking rub one out today to the fucking ugly ass fucking children. I don't fucking care. It looks bad. All right, I'm done. I'm gonna be here all night if I keep doing this.
Apparently, they also have a spinoff. Big Mouth has a spinoff called Human Resources.
Okay, I don't care. I don't want to know more. I'm okay.
I don't know. Anyway, BoJack Horseman is one of those shows that does it right, like Family Guy.
How long is BoJack Horseman?
How long is it?
Yeah, like how many episodes is it?
It's a couple of seasons.
I want to give it a shot. Like I don't watch a lot of TV, if any at all, but I actually will give BoJack Horseman a shot if it's actually good.
It started in 2014 and it ended in 2020.
Wait, that sounds like a lot more than a couple of seasons.
It's quite a few seasons. Let's see, 6 seasons.
Yeah, that's for a show that's run a season for each year. Nice.
It's really good. It's really good. I'm telling you right now. There are some. I'm not gonna lie to you. There are some episodes that got me there, like fucking tears.
Yeah, that good.
It's. I'm not lying. It's really good. There are some episodes that like really make you think and feel. Like,
damn,
it's really good.
That kind of show, huh? For
yeah.
Wait, that kind of show for BoJack Horseman?
That's the thing. You watch the first like season and you think, oh, it's just a funny horse. He's drunk all the time. He's having a bad time. It's funny. And then they fucking hit you season 2 and it's like, ah!
Alright, I'll give it a shot, dude. I don't want to watch it alone, though. So good. If it's like that, I don't want to watch it alone, then.
I will say, there's episodes in BoJack Horseman that are like, I'll give like a 5-second synopsis. It starts with him being very much like I'm drunk and do drugs at the time, and it ends with him like, or not ends, but gets to the point where he's like, I'm done. I need to change my life. Like this is it.
Oh, okay.
And he grows up. You watch this character grow and evolve and grow.
That was a lot longer than 5 seconds, by the way.
Listen, I couldn't find words.
Also, shout out to the people who have been listening to this and has been hearing me click around this pen because I have a bad habit of fidgeting. So I know.
I was moving shit around. I was messing with this earlier and doing this.
Because I've been listening to some of these. I've definitely been listening to some of these episodes, and I know that you hear shit like this in the background, and random shit like when you hear like shit. You hear there's a bunch of random ass background noise, and I'm not gonna put the effort to fucking edit it, minimize the volume. I don't care. You're just getting the full ass experience, dude. Maybe when we're fucking 40 episodes in, I'll give it a shot. I don't know. Man, dude, all right. If it's that good, I'll actually give it a shot.
Yeah, it's really good. I love BoJack Horseman. I might actually watch it over again because it's just good. It's so good.
Well, then shit, we'll watch it. We'll watch it in Discord or something.
For those of you that enjoy Rick and Morty,
are you talking about the new show that just came out?
No, the other one. There's another one called Solar Opposites.
Oh yeah. I did
That
see
one's
that.
not bad either.
Also,
Uh,
speaking of Rick and Morty, what is your opinion on Rick and Morty?
I like it. I think it's funny. I haven't seen the latest season yet, but I think it's funny.
Hey, go ahead, go on. We'll go back to Rick and Morty in a second. I don't want to get distracted.
Um, Solar Opposites is a pretty good one. It's I don't know if it's set in the same universe, but it's by the same people. Um, I mainly watched Solar Opposites for the there's a story within Solar Opposites that two of the main characters who are like the children of the family shrink people down when they get pissed off at certain people. They
Mm-hmm.
shrink them down and they stick them into their little playpen in a wall that's kind of like a giant hamster cage with like a billion aquariums.
Yeah.
And they're all connected and they stick them in the wall and they call it the wall. And then all of these humans that are tiny just have their own society in this fucking wall, and they only get fed candy. And there's a story within Solar Opposites that is that story, and that portion of it is so fucking good. It's like a Mad Max like style story, and it's so badass. I love it. Solar Opposites, for those that like Rick and Morty, you should definitely give it a try.
So we probably should. Well, we probably should wrap up soon because it's almost
Yeah.
11 o'clock. It's almost my bedtime. But before we go into that, two things. One, I actually gave Rick and Morty a chance semi recently. Um, Before I was on, I'll be honest, I was on the train where I was like, "Oh, Rick and Morty, bad. It's cringy humor, haha."
Mm.
But I only watched the first couple of seasons. I didn't watch when the whole Pickle Rick thing came. I was kind of
Yeah.
over Rick and Morty at that point. But my brothers kept watching it, and I saw that they were watching it, so I gave it a shot. And I will say, it was. I watched it like some of the episodes of the newest season. Surprisingly enough, there were some jokes in there where I was like, haha, that's funny. So
Yeah.
I actually am surprised on that Rick and Morty after not watching it for like fucking 4 seasons or whatever. It's still decently funny.
Yeah.
It's weird. There's a lot of weird in it. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. That episode in its entirety was just fucking weird, and I don't know why that happened. But I think it's fine for Rick and Morty. The other thing, did you hear about what's going on with Justin Roiland? Or
Oh
what happened
yeah,
with
his
him?
whole like abuse thing.
Yeah,
I haven't looked into it. I saw an update pop up on my Twitter about it, but I haven't looked into it myself.
I
But yeah,
haven't.
I heard about it.
Yeah, I haven't looked into it either. I just knew it happened, and I'm like, uh oh. You know, Twitter's gonna have a field day with this one, and two, the Rick and Morty fans are devastated. But you know what came up as well? You know the fucking Australian Rick and Morty.
I want to watch that.
They were like,
I want to watch it.
they were like, just replace it with what was it, Mike Cusack or something like that. It's just like we're
Yeah.
fucking showing clips of like, Morty, get in the car, Morty. Go,
fucking car, Morty.
yeah, that I'm like, oh, that one was really good.
We're going to Binty Land, Morty. Hold on.
What does it matter how smart I become? Stupid humor like Rick and Morty will actually be kind of funny to me.
It's called Bush World.
Yeah, that's the one.
Bush World Adventures.
We gotta watch that one time before night.
It's only 11 minutes.
After the stream, we should. I don't know if you'll still be streaming, but afterwards, we should give that a good watch.
I might be streaming for a little longer after this. Might play a little more Pokemon. Or actually might play a little more Cloudpunk. Cloudpunk, it's really fun. It's like a cyberpunk themed game. You play as someone from the Eastern Peninsula that comes into this city called Navalis, and you didn't want to be here, but you have to be here because you need money, and you need a job, and you need a place to live. and you work as a delivery driver that has to make really hard decisions. Like, for example, the most recent thing that I did, I had to choose who I saved from a quarantine. I had to choose whether to be morally good, uh, choose people that like are actually good for society and like nice and want to do good for the world, or save all the rich people because they can afford to get on my car.
I might have to look. Is that on Steam?
Yeah,
Is it? I'll look into it afterwards. That
it's
actually,
not very long. It's you can probably finish it in like one solid stream.
it reminds me of Okay, we gotta eventually wrap up soon, but it reminds me of. Did you ever play like Ultimate Alliance?
I didn't realize that Bush World was playing on the side because I had it muted. And then I look over and he says, "I've got a gun, Morty."
I was like, "What the fuck is
It's
so
a portal gun that looks like a real gun, Morty, but it's also a real gun, Morty. Check it out. You're actually gonna die, Morty.
Jesus. I was like, "What the fuck
Anyway,
is so funny?"
anyway, you were saying.
Have you ever played Ultimate Alliance? The Marvel game.
I believe so. Ultimate
The first one.
Alliance. Is this the one with Venom in it?
The second one had Venom in it.
I may have played the one with Venom in it.
The second one had the Civil War between Iron Man and Captain America. The first one was.
Oh, is this the game that you've been wanting to meet? You've been wanting me to play with you and Ryan?
No, that one was X-Men Legends, but it's basically the same concept. Except except instead of just X-Men characters, it's like a bunch of Marvel characters, heroes, and
it has like
villains.
the same like graphics.
Yeah, kinda. I remember being hyped for that when it first came out. But do you care about Ultimate Alliance 1 spoilers?
No.
So there's a very okay, so one of the parts of the game you just go to hell. You fight Blackheart, all that cool stuff. But there's a very big decision that you have to make in there. So you have to either say you have to say okay. So Nightcrawler and Jean Grey are both in a cage. You have to free them, but if you free one, the other one just fucking dies.
Wait, so Nightcrawler and Jean?
Nightcrawler and Jean Grey, yes. So there is a choice in the game, like as part of the story, where you could save Nightcrawler and Jean Grey fucking dies, or the other way around. Jean Grey, Phoenix from the X-Men.
Yeah, I had to look up which Jean Grey you're talking about. I'd probably save Nightcrawler.
But yeah, but I remember when I was, but that whole decision that you said kind of made me remind me of like those kinds of choices. But like I remember, I was like, "There's gotta be a way to save both of them." No, there is no way to save both of them. You either save one or the other.
Shit.
It's saying that it makes you do that too. But like, I those kinds of moral choices are insane to me.
Man, I love games with hard choices like that. It really makes me think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cloudpunk is one of those games. They also have a sequel coming out called Nivalis, which is the graphics are a little better, and you run a store in Nivalis, in the city. By the way, the city that you're in Cloudpunk is like falling apart as you play. Like you watch buildings just fucking topple over because the city is falling apart and all the rich people don't care.
I see.
Yeah. Anyway, we should probably wrap it up here.
Yeah, I'm getting fucking tired. I gotta be at work at 9:00 in the morning. Unless there's anything else you want to say at the last minute.
No, that's it.
All right. For everybody watching or listening, doesn't matter. Everything in the description on Spotify, YouTube, no matter, or you know where to find us. On Twitch, you can find me, 5Uber, at twitch.tv/5Uber. Abbyel at twitch.tv/Abbyel. Everything will be in the description. For audio listeners, it'll be on Spotify. For video listeners, it'll be in the YouTube description. Any last words?
Yeah, I'm going to be streaming more. I'm actually going to start my stream schedule probably this coming week. So look for that.
Abbyel saw the tweet by Twitch where it said if you stream for 72 hours you get $2,500, and that's what motivated him.
Maybe no.
You know,
I just
Twitch wouldn't do that.
Nah, I just I wanted to give myself a break at the beginning of the year, just kind of chill out for a bit, and then hop into it. So yeah, I'll be streaming more here pretty soon.
He's saying he wants to catch his hands on Pokemon, and I'm here for it. I fucking know. All right. It's fucking bedtime. If it's the middle of the day, guess what? It's probably bedtime for me anyway.
Take a nap.
Drink plenty of water.
You're at work? Go into the warehouse. Go find you a nice pallet. Go lay down. Get your jacket. Lay down and take a little nap.
If you're like me and you work from home, you work right here. Your bed's right there. Say that I'm taking a break. Go lay down, take a nap. Take care of yourselves. Love yourselves. Thank you guys for watching, listening. Rate 5 stars. I'm not. Yeah. You,
do the hack.
Do the hack.
Do the hack.
Goodbye.
Rate 5 stars. Do the hack. Drink water. Go to sleep. Bye.
Eat your vegetables.